Good morning, everyone, and welcome to What's New Wednesday. Kimberbell, how are you today? If you are listening to this on the podcast, you are listening to Machine Embroidery with Kimberbell. You can find that at all podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple, and so many more. But if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you are watching What's New Wednesday. Oh my goodness, it's good to be back here with you today on this brisk fall morning here. Who do I have joining me today? It looks like Roseanne from the Maryland Eastern Shore. Hi, Sarah from Plant City, Florida, and Margaret from Henderson, Nevada. Good morning, Virginia from Tullahoma, Tennessee. All right. And Cindy from North Wild, New Jersey. Woohoo. Let's see. Deborah from Litchfield, Connecticut. Good morning, Rhonda from Iowa and from Colorado. Hi, Evie from California. And let's see, Delane from Wisconsin. Good morning, Brenda from Ohio and Debbie from Olympia, Washington. Madeline from Virginia. Diana from Chesapeake, Virginia. And the list goes on. Oh my goodness. Thank you for joining me today. I have a fun show for you today, including a special guest that you all know and love. I'll save who it is for just a moment, but you're going to love visiting with her, and she has some fun things to share with us today. So before we go any further, I thought we would do a little, in case you missed it, recap reel from last week's What's New Wednesday. What did I talk about? Here's a little recap on last week's show. How many times are we telling our kids, don't touch that? They can just play with these all day long. The Nativity Stuffies, as sweet as can be. If you're looking for the type of grouping of the Nativity that you don't worry about your kids playing with or your grandkids playing with, whether you have them for kids or for decoration, the Nativity Stuffies are it. Aren't those just precious? That's going to lead us into some fun discussions today, as well as my special guest. But before we go any further, we do have a new background quilting design just released this morning, so I can't wait to share it with you. It's something that can be used all year long and for every reason, occasion, you name it. It's a simple geometric design, but I absolutely love it. I think it's going to provide just the right amount of texture behind your quilt blocks, your applique blocks, or it's just something for any time of the year when you need a geometric design. There you have it. It's called Geometric 10. You can download it at kimberbell.com. We'll also put the link to that in the show notes. All right, next. How about a new item for the vault? This was just released in the vault yesterday, and boy, the timing could not be more perfect because now is the time for making those gifts, especially those neighbor gifts, right? How about a quick little tea towel? Look at this. Baking memories. Oh, that is so precious, isn't it? This was from many, many years ago, and that's why it's now in the Kimberbell vault. But it's what I'd like to call an oldie but a goodie, right? And this is especially, darling, because who doesn't love gingerbread men, right? Baking Memories is now available in the Kimberbell vault. We'll add a link to the notes. All right, moving right along, let's go on to our Show and Tell with Kimberbell. Boop, boop. All right, here we go. All right, you guys have been busy making lots of things, but here in particular are a few of them. Let's see. Oh, I love this because you guys are watching Inside the Hoop. Thank you. We're so excited that you're joining us every Thursday and you're making the projects based on things that you saw highlighted. Let's take a look at a few of them most recently posted. This one was from Tambra. She says, showing off this cute bio block that I just had to get after seeing it on the episode of Inside the Hoop to put on a short shirt for my hubby. Now he has a fall shirt to wear when we go to this year's Georgia National Fair next week with our son, daughter-in-law, and 3 of our 8 grandkids that like to call him Papa. He is thrilled with it and told me he would be proud to wear it. Oh, Tamara, this just made my day. It also made Ginger's day when she saw that because, yes, that was inspired from an Inside the Hoop show where Ginger's Papa was actually named Hoops. If you remember that. And that was on episode 2. So if you missed that episode, we'll put a link in the notes. But what Tambra is saying is that she used this BioBlock design. It's a digital download and it's for hay rides. And isn't that sweet? And then what Tambra did is she personalized it with Papa there. And then they're going to wear it to that show together with their grandkids. I think that's pretty darn awesome. Thank you so much, Tambra, for sharing that. Now, speaking of another Inside the Hoop episode, this was inspired from episode 1, and it was with what we call the choke cherry house block. This, again, is a buy a block design. Where it comes from a larger project at Kimberbell, comes from a large quilt, but now you can buy just that single block with our Buy a Block program. And here is what she did with that cute little house. This is from Vicky. She says, stitched out these cute choke cherry houses today. Love how they turned out. Trimmed them to a 4x6. I have a feeling my daughter will claim this one. Luckily, I have extra frames. Oh, yes, she will. Yep, guaranteed, Vicky. She's going to claim it because it is so darn cute. Isn't that perfect for Halloween decorating? Nice job. This is what we're looking for, or what you're looking for at kimberbell.com. Click on products, then click on buy a block. If you're interested in just that little choke cherry house that can be used for all seasons and then cutely framed like that, this is what you're looking for. It's the digital download for the choke cherry house. Don't you love that star block on there as the window? Pretty awesome. You can find that full episode as episode 1 of Inside the Hoop, and we'll be sure to add the link in the show notes. All right, now this one is certainly caught all of your eyes, all y'all's eyes on the Kimberbellas and Kimberbellas and Fellas Facebook page. She was inspired, she said, by Inside the Hoop, but I'm telling you, she took this like 10 steps further. Are you ready for it? Look at this. This is from Jamie. She says, this is my take on the Nativity bench pillow merged with the ideas from the new Thursdays Live with Kimberbell Designs, Inside the Hoop. This is the most elegant design I've ever embroidered and my very favorite. It took longer to order the custom frame and fabric mat than sewing out the blocks. Getting a picture of art behind glass is a hard thing to do. Ignore the reflections. Love, 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 Kimberbell. Well, Jamie. Stunning, stunning. And I love that, yes, you were inspired by Inside the Hoop, but then you took it a whole lot further by combining that Nativity bench pillow to that custom-made frame. Let's take a closer look at it. She put this in black and white here, looks like. But isn't that stunning? Absolutely gorgeous. And then here it is in full color. Wow. I know a lot of you were loving that when you saw that on the Bellas and Fellas page. I certainly did too. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie, for sharing your project. Now, what's really cool is to see so many people's different takes on that Nativity bench pillow, isn't it? It's just so fun to share those ideas. So thank you. Keep posting them. And we've got a couple more to share how those were displayed as well, including this one. From Leah, she says, what a great nativity design Kimberbell has made. I created a couple extra blocks to make it longer to fit the mantle a little better and added some chenille trees. I love that. Also put buttons on the tabs so I can change them out per season. It can stay up until Christmas, right? Absolutely, Leah. Look at that, you guys. The tabs. That's so phenomenal. What a great idea. And as you can see, what Leah did there is she added the border block across the bottom, giving it, some weight there, something to ground it. And then across the top, instead of a border block, she added the tabs that she said is going to be removable, so that she can change those in and out. And then here's another up close image of Leah's bench pillow turned into a mantle hanging. I love it. Way to go. Way to go. I'm loving seeing these things. Okay, and then here's one more where someone else is displaying it maybe just a tad little different. And I love it. Here we go. This is from Sheila. She says, finish my nativity bench pillow. My husband built this shelf for my Christmas goodies. Instead of using a pillow, instead of using a pillow, she inserted two 16 by 20 canvas boards. I'm ahead for now. Oh, Sheila, I love that. I love that you got your husband involved. Yes, way to go in building that shelf. And it just looks beautiful, just sitting atop that shelf. And what a great idea to put in the canvas boards instead of the pillow. So I bet it sits up nice and tight right up on that shelf. It looks gorgeous. All three of you ladies, thank you for sharing your ideas on how you're displaying the nativity bench pillow beyond the bench pillow. See the possibilities? It's awesome, isn't it? This is what you're looking for. If you're still looking for that nativity bench pillow, it's not too late. In fact, you guys are early. We're not even into middle of October yet. You've got plenty of time, right? This is the CD you're looking for right here. It's the Nativity bench pillow, and oh, is it beautiful. It is a 16 by 38 inch size, but as you can see, some of those ladies extended it even further, added additional blocks. Gorgeous in every way. Thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you, for sharing your pictures. If you have a picture that you would like to share at Kimberbell, that's a Kimberbell project, we want to see them. So join us over at the Kimberbellas and Fellas Facebook page to do that. It's a private group, but it's a great way to share projects and ideas, ask questions, get inspiration. We'd love to see you over there. So join us over at Kimberbellas and Fellas and keep posting those pictures. I absolutely love it. All right. So what are you guys saying? Yeah. Michelle is saying wonderful ideas. Rita says her next Kimberbell project is going to be Ginger's Kitchen. Ooh, that's a good one too. I love it. Debbie says so much talent. You're not kidding. So much talent is right. I love, love, love when people are sharing what they're doing, for sure. All right. Let's see. Oh, yes, I totally agree. Georgia, she says, what creative people who take Kimberbell to the next level? Absolutely. Whether you're doing it just as is or trying a little different spin to it, we love it all. Thank you, and keep sharing. All right, everyone. Now let's take a look at, let's talk about our next subject today, which then is going to introduce me to one of my favorite people, not just at Kimberbell, but in this whole world, Jenny. You all know and love her, but before I bring her on, I want to share with you a video that we just released for something that she's going to be talking about today, and that, of course, is the Nativity Stuffies. Let's take a look. pretty sweet, isn't it? Everyone, please welcome my friend and yours, Jenny Lyman. Here we go. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Kim. Hi, Embroidery friends.
How are you
Amazing
doing today?
project. Good job. Those were beautiful.
Aren't those beautiful?
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, boy, it just gives you the goosebumps, doesn't it? When you watch something like that. That's been a favorite item between the Nativity bench pillow, which is a little more formal, to the Nativity Stuffies, which is something you can get your kids playing with. It's been a pretty fun season so far here.
Oh, I'll say.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring Jenny on because how many of you are reading Jenny's blog? Okay, or some of you might be thinking, blog? What blog? It's the Kimberbella blog, right, Jenny?
Yep.
Tell us
And
a
I
little
hope
bit
you're reading
about
it.
what you do
I'm sorry,
there.
what was that?
Tell us what you do there on the blog.
Oh, I just try to do different things. Like I highlight new products like the Nativity Stuffies, or I try to share tips for embroidering in general, or I try to share a recipe because we all like to eat.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I try to mix it up and make it different, announce new things that are coming and
Well,
different
and
things
you're
that are happening.
posting quite often, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week usually.
Do you guys know this?
Yeah.
If you have not been reading Jenny's blog, first of all, she's hilarious, but in so many ways. But she's also just your down to earth kind of best friend writing on the blog. You know, you're going to read her voice there and feel like she's your next door neighbor, right?
I hope so. That's what I'm going for. I hope it just is me as a friend talking to you, my friend.
I think it comes across beautifully. I know you've got a lot of people out there that do read your blog. And yeah, I was saying, where do I find the blog? Link, please. Yes, let's post a link. It looks like someone from Kimberbell has. And when you go there, we're posting a link specifically to her recent blog about the Nativity Stuffies. But there's so much good information on there, even about stabilizers. I mean, you name it, it's on there.
Yeah. And if you ever have anything you would like me to talk about, anything you'd like to learn about, please let us know so that I can address that need.
Yeah,
Would
that's
love to
awesome.
do that.
Well, what was cool for me is I did read your blog last week when I was looking at what you've recently posted, and I found it fascinating to read the specific one about the Nativity Stuffies because as part of that post, you mentioned that you yourself collect nativities and
I
you've been
do.
doing it for
A long
many, many
time.
years.
Since the
And
last century, in fact, clear back in the 1900s.
that sounds
We started
terrible,
when I
Jenny.
got married. So that was 1995.
Oh,
So
really?
what's that, 28
So is
years?
that when it started?
Yeah, little bit.
Wow. And
And
now
just
you said like over 30?
Oh, way over 30. As a matter of fact, I put that in my blog post because I knew for sure that was correct and I didn't want to lie. But truth be
Wow.
told, I probably have closer to 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How many of you out there also collect nativities? I know a lot of people do. It says Debbie says, yeah, I also collect different nativities. I think it's something that people can relate to. Lulu says, Jenny, you will have to post pictures.
I will. I should. You know what? This
Good.
upcoming Christmas season, I will take a picture or a little video of some of my setup and I will
Yeah.
share it. Should we do that?
I think that would be awesome. I
Hey.
think that would be really fun for all of us to see. Yeah, Linda says, I didn't know about the blog. Thank you. Oh, great hair. Well, she flew by. Yeah. I'm excited that we can share that more. If you're looking for the blog, you can get to it through the Kimberbell main Facebook page, but you've got to click on learn and then the blog. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, we'll keep posting it and we'll share it on social media often as well.
Great. I'd love for you guys to read it. Please join me on the blog.
Not only read it, but comment, say something to Jenny, because I'm sure that you love that kind of conversation as well,
I
right?
do, and I try to write back to all the comments. So I would really appreciate some comments. That people
Awesome.
then I know you're reading it.
Yeah,
I know what you think,
awesome.
and then I can respond. So
back to these nativity stuff. Well, no, back to the idea that you have been collecting these for so long. Do you have a favorite?
Well, do you have a favorite child, Kim?
Yes.
Because
Yes, I do. No,
they're
I'm
all
just
my
kidding.
favorite, and let me tell you what's one of the beautiful things about collecting nativities is that after a while, word gets out, and people understand that you collect nativities, and then people want to give you nativities, and when I put them up, I not only think about the subject matter of the nativity, which is dear to my heart, but I also think of and I remember the people who gave them to me and where I got this from and where I got that from. And I think of how much I love this person who did this for me. And I love that person who gave that one to me. And it takes quite a while. You know, I have so many that I have to take all my books off my bookshelves and all my pictures off my piano and clear every available surface because I have to put them up.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of hours, but it also brings me a lot of joy because sometimes I forget, like, about the new one I got last year, and then
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I got this new one, I'm so excited," or, "Oh,
Yeah.
I just loved how what happened when this person gave this to me," and so it brings me a lot of joy on a lot of levels.
Yeah. I
So,
love that. I absolutely love that. I asked if you wouldn't mind bringing a few
I
pieces
have a
to share
few.
today. Do you have them?
I do. I have a few, and, I'll just share a few of my favorites, but I do have. I mean, they're all my favorite, like, I don't even know. Okay, so I just brought a few pieces. So this one these ones are made from olive wood, and they're from Bethlehem.
Oh,
So that's pretty fun.
wow.
I like those a lot. I have I like
Oh, hold
sorry.
on. I wanna, like, put you, front and center
Oh,
here,
okay.
but
I
I'm
love
trying to figure out
the,
how to do it.
I love the
Okay,
baby
keep
Jesus
going.
of this one because he comes out of the manger, and I think that's really sweet.
All
Um,
right, Jenny, I'm going to remove myself from the screen because I
oh,
really want people to see up close what you're
okay.
showing.
I'll start over with this olive wood one then, so you can
Okay,
see.
perfect.
This one was a gift from a friend who this belonged to her mother, and then when her mother passed away, my friend didn't have room for it, and she knew I collected nativities and maybe I'd appreciate this. And I was like, yes, I would love it. And yes, I would very much appreciate and treasure this. So this is olive wood. I don't even know my camera. There we go. All right. So olive wood from Bethlehem. And I love that the baby comes out of the manger. It's so much fun. Now, this next one I'm going to show you is kind of unusual. This one's from Mexico, and the pieces are carved out of fish bone. This was given to me by a dear friend who went on a cruise, and she knows that I love nativities, so she bought this for me. Fish bones, who would have thunk, right? I've never taken up fish bone carving myself, but I'm glad someone did because I love that nativity set. Oh, here's one that many of you will probably appreciate too. So I grew up reading the Peanuts, comic strip with Charlie Brown and everything. I loved him. So when this one came available years ago, I had to get a Peanuts one. This is Pigpen as a shepherd, and here is Snoopy as a sheep. Snoopy just delights me that he is dressed up as a sheep. I don't know. That just tickles me to no end. Every time I put this up, I'm like, oh, I just love that. So I have the whole thing at home. Um, this one is kind of fun too. These are snowmen. They're carved out of wood, but they're snowmen. Here are two of the wise men, and they are carrying their gifts. This one has a little Christmas tree. This one has a little wreath. I just love my snowman one. I should have brought the baby Jesus because he's in a little sleigh, and that's really cute too. I just have here are some that I thought this particular audience would appreciate because they look like they're quilted. See? They have like little quilt blocks on their clothing. I just love that one too. Anyway, I have everything from like your more elegant ones, like that are porcelain or ceramic, to homemade ones. And that's the one I want to show. I want to share some of my most precious ones. They're not the ones that, oh, yeah. I wanted to show you this one too first. Hang on. This one is an Advent one. So you open the little drawers and you take the character out. Like the first of the day one is Mary. See? She's little precious moments Mary. And then you put her in here. And on the 24th, that's when you put the baby Jesus in there. So much fun. That's fun for my son. He likes to do those every day. Put a different person. in the stable. But my favorite ones are the ones that people have made for me.
Yeah.
Now, I have a dear friend who knows that I love nativities, and for about 11 or 12 years now, she has made me a nativity. Just like I'm going to show you the first one she gave me. I love it. This is the Mary. As you can see, it's just very simple. It's a flower pot and some felt and a wooden ball that she painted. And it's just the Holy Family. It's her and Joseph and the baby. And in the inside, she had written on Mary. She had written a sweet message, um, and the date and everything. And I love it. Here's another one that she's made for me. It's wood. This is the year that she did one out of wood. Um, and here's one out of clay. Here's Joseph. See, she just gets simple things from the craft store, just clay and terracotta pots and whatever. And she just handcrafts them. One year she gave me a set of cookies. There was a whole nativity out of cookies, and they were beautiful. She had recently taken up, um, cookie decorating, and they were gorgeous. And I don't have those anymore because I ate them, and I felt really kind of funny eating them. Like, is this okay? But she wanted me to eat them. I took pictures of them. They were beautiful. They meant so much. And I was thinking here at Kimberbell, so often we say, that saying I made this for you is the same thing as saying I love you. And that's what I feel when I put up these nativities, that my sweet friend that I love so much, and she loves me, because she took the time to think of the idea. She took the time to go to the craft store. She took the time to do it because she loves me.
Yeah.
And so beyond the more expensive ones that I have, the ones I love the most are those handcrafted ones from her heart and
Yeah.
from others, that have given me just little ones. I've had to do here's another one she did. She cross-stitched this.
Oh,
And she put
wow.
it in a
Okay.
vase.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna remove myself so we can see it up close.
it's a little smushed because it was in my storage and I need to like fluff it up and all that stuff and fix the bow. And then you just put a little, electric candle, little battery powered candle in there, and it flickers and it's just so pretty. So I just absolutely love those handmade gifts. And
Oh
so,
my gosh. Yes.
but
Yes, Jenny, thank
one of the
you.
one of the things I finished, that I have had to start doing though, is I've run out of surfaces. So I've had to I now have a nativity tree. So ornaments are all nativity ornaments. So for example, this is one that another dear friend brought me from Germany. Just this teeny little nativity on this Germany ornament. Oh, here we go again. See, isn't that pretty and sweet? And then anyway, I have other ornaments too, but of course, when the nativity hoops came out a few years ago, I had to make them. So I also have the Kimberbell Happy Hoop Decor. This is my set that I made. Don't look too closely. There are probably some jump stitches I haven't trimmed yet, but anyway, I have these on my tree now. And since I love these so much, I actually started gifting them myself. I've actually made 7 of the nativity hoop sets. So you might say that nativities are my thing, and I'm excited for the stuffies.
Did we hear that right? 7?
7 sets, yeah. I started with my
Wow.
friend who has gifted me so many, and then those have meant a lot to her. So
Yeah. I remember, Jenny, we were doing a sew night at Kimberbell when you were making those.
yes,
And didn't you bring your daughter
I
to help
did.
you with them as well?
Yeah, that was about 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, and she was
I
helping
love
me. That was fun.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Sybil says she wants to do the little quilt with the nativity hoops as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be beautiful. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, I just love it. So now that brings us to the stuffies and your blog post, and now you can add this to your collection. What is it about those stuffies that you love so much?
Well, for one thing, I love that you can play with them, like was mentioned or shown in the video and that you've mentioned before.
Yeah.
When my kids were small, I had blocks that I had kind of Mod Podged characters on so that they could play with the nativity blocks. But those are clunky, and it would have been nicer to have soft stuffies that they could have played with. So I love that you can play with them. I love that they are so giftable because I've obviously gotten on the gift nativity train. I love that they come in 3 sizes each. Character
Yeah.
comes in 3 sizes, so you can make them little or medium or bigger. I just find them adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree. They are just as sweet as can be, and I love the fact that yeah, let's talk about it. Let's move them around. Let's
Mhm.
really internalize some of these things by playing with them, and that it's not off. It's not one of those things that's off limits, because
Right.
certainly there are off limits types of
Oh, for sure, and I
objects
do
in
have
our
those.
home.
Yes. Yeah. I love them. I just
Mm.
think that you could do so many things with them. You could, open your Bible and tell the story and have, like, a little show, or you could, like, have
Mhm.
some kind of game, where you might hide, the baby Jesus, and whoever finds it does an act of service and then leaves it for
Mhm.
someone else. I mean, there's just a million things you could do with them beyond the decor.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. Jenny, thank you so much for sharing a personal side of you.
Sure.
And, I love the fact that you've been collecting these for as long as you have, but the most precious ones to you are the handmade ones. That is such
Oh,
a sweet sentiment.
oh, yes, for sure.
And
Absolutely.
I'm sure when you walk through your home during that time of the year, you can look at each of those and go, I remember that because of this person or
Mhm,
this time in my life or
mhm.
whatever. I think that's
Oh,
awesome.
always, always, and I always will,
Yeah.
because it's just it's their heart really that's sitting on my
Mhm.
shelf, and
I love that. Yeah.
it makes me think of that person, how much I love them,
Mhm.
and how much they love me, and,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. I think nativity sets are beautiful in every way.
Yeah.
So
Jenny, thank you so much for being my guest
yeah,
today.
of
Everyone
course.
needs to check out the Kimberbella
Please
blog.
do.
And be sure to specifically look at that blog post. But boy, get ready to just go down a rabbit hole, because there are so many good posts that Jenny's putting on there, several times a week. We want you to see it all and not miss a thing. So be sure to check it out. We're going to give the link once again in the notes, because we want you all to see what she has to say. And
Yes,
it's a
please,
lot
and
of fun.
thank you, Kim, and leave me comments and ask me questions and
Yeah.
engage with me. I wanna talk
Yeah.
to you. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, she's like your best friend. You got
let's
to
go
do
to
it.
lunch.
Let's go to lunch. Why not?
Come on over.
Thanks, Jenny. Have a great
Thank you,
day.
Kim. You
Uh-huh.
too.
I love that lady. Love her. She's pretty awesome. We are very, very grateful to have someone like her at Kimberbell. And I do love her blog posts. I'm telling you, she does a whole lot of other things at Kimberbell, but that blog in particular is really, really a wealth of information, of things to learn about and also be inspired by. And I'm telling you, when she says she posts recipes, they're really good. She's a really good cook and baker. So you're going to want to check that out for sure. All right. So that leads me to, yes, the Nativity Stuffies. Today is the day they're starting to be sent out to shops. So if you have not purchased this yet, wherever these are sold in store or online, it's not too late. I'm going to show you in person that, yes, as Jenny said, they come in 3 sizes. So here's your typical, the look of what the differences between the 3 sizes here. And you can do them in a 5x7. Yes, I believe maybe the next size is somewhere around 6x10, and the next size might be somewhere around 8x12. So check out the details on either the blog or the product page for all the dimensions. Here again is Joseph in the 3 sizes. Okay. And they're just, they're stuffies. They're just things that you can play with. I love the camel. Look at the camel. Look at the fringe across the bottom of the camel. So much fun. In fact, last week on Inside the Hoop, we talked about fringe. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in just a minute. But if you are new to fringe, or if you've wanted to try it but wasn't sure where to start, check out last week's episode. Okay, the baby Jesus comes in a couple different forms, one in a manger, but then we also have him in a swaddling clothes here. Let's see, we've got, the angel. The angel, look at her. Oh my goodness, we put even little mylar. I know you can't see that very well through the screen, but there's mylar in her wings. Again, I'm just showing you a few of these. We've got the wise men with their gifts. Got the sweet little shepherd. Oh, I love the shepherd right here. And look how sweet that is with a fun chenille technique done on the embroidery machine. The donkey. Again, so cute. So check it out. It's available starting, well, like I said, they're starting to be sent out to shops today. Today's the day. So check it out. Many of them are probably doing pre-orders is my guess. Or if you don't see it, contact them and say, hey, I'm interested in those Nativity Stuffies. And again, you can find them anywhere where Kimberbell products are sold in store or online. All right. So as we end, I want to give you a few reminders. One is that, of course, we have the new Inside the Hoop show with Deanna and Ginger and myself, and that is held. Let me pull this up here in just a minute. This is what it is. This is what you're looking for. It's called Kimberbell Inside the Hoop, or Inside the Hoop with Kimberbell. And that is every Thursday. We change the time to 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So it used to be at noon. Mark your calendar that it's now at 10 a.m. Mountain Time so that it's at the same time as What's New Wednesdays on Wednesday, what you're watching now. And then tomorrow, Thursday, it's still at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We just thought it might be easier to remember it that way. All right. So join us. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be talking. What are we doing tomorrow? Let me think about that. No, we actually did some pre-recordings, and we'll be talking about a Thanksgiving project and how to use clear blue tiles beyond just doing a quilt. So we're going to show you some fun ideas for that. So you may be thinking, oh, background quilting, clear blue tiles, quilts. Oh, it's so much more than just that. So we're going to have a little bit of a focus on that. Now, last week, in case you missed it, Inside the Hoop, we had a special little guest on. Her name is London, and this is she and her dad, Andrew, behind the scenes of that show. And boy, did we have fun with her. So check out last week's episode. Like I mentioned, it was all about Fringe. So I'm going to give you a little taste of what we did on last week's show. I'm going to stop it after just a minute so that I can, get you excited to watch the full episode and learn everything you can about Fringe. So let's take a look, in case you missed it last week, what we talked about with Fringe. All right, so as you can see, I'm ready to stitch the fringe stitches in my snowman block. So I'm going to do a little bit of fringe right here across the top of his hat, as well as some fringe going over here next to his scarf. Now, in the instructions, I have finished step 8, which is to do the details of the snowman stick arms, as you see here. But right before I get to step 9, notice this little bobbin icon. It says change bobbin to visible color or water-soluble thread. Now, this is going to be really important for fringe. Following that step of changing the bobbin, it then continues with stitching the hat fringe stitches and then stitching the scarf fringe stitches. And then you go back to switching your bobbin again to its regular thread. Let me explain why, and let me explain to you the 2 different methods I'm going to show you right now. Now, the first method, I'm just going to use a regular bobbin thread. This is going to be a different color than my top thread. And that's where I'm going to do the top of his hat, those fringe stitches, just so that you can see the difference between using a regular bobbin and using a water-soluble bobbin. Okay, so once again, for his hat, I'm going to use. All right, that's all you get, guys. But please go back and watch last week's episode. It's not too late. You can find it on YouTube or Facebook, as well as a link in the show notes for sure, because we talk about Fringe, we talk about London and Christmas, and you name it. It was a fun episode to do. So we hope you'll join us for that. The buy a block last week with Fringe was that cute little snowman, and that's what you can still get if you want to. This came from Cup of Cheer, but if you want just that sweet little snowman block and a quick, easy way to learn Fringe, like I'm showing you in that video, that's a block you're going to want to check out. Go to kimberbell.com, click on products, then click on buy a block, and that's where you will find it available. All right. So join us for that. Last week as well as tomorrow, 10 a.m., same place, same time. And Ginger, myself, and I will bring you some more machine embroidery goodness, right? To make everything so much more fun with your machine embroidery life. All right, one other reminder in case you missed it is that we had 2 recent podcast episodes that were recently released. We're going to give you a link to the page on Kimberbell that lists all the podcasts. And what you're going to see there is definitely, you're going to see the recordings or the re-recordings of or the re-releases of What's New Wednesdays, like you're seeing here today. So if you didn't get a chance to catch it live, you can also listen to it on your next daily run, right? But we also record about every other week. There's a new recording on a very specific Kimberbell machine embroidery topic. So a couple of recent ones that you may have missed and that I would love for you to find out more about is just maybe last week, I think it was, or the week before, we released one about all the reasons why you'll want to visit your local quilt shop. We love them. We know you do too. And we give you Deanna and I, our take on why that local quilt shop can be such a great resource for you. Whether they are just down the street from you or those local quilt shops that also are serving a worldwide audience. We want you to listen to that little tidbit because we think you're going to enjoy it. All right. So that was one of our most recent podcasts, as well as a podcast that we did with an expert here at Kimberbell. You know and love her too. Her name is Joy Erkenbrack, and she joined us to talk about stabilizers, and in particular, what she feels were the top 5 stabilizers that everyone would want in their toolbox, so to speak. All right. So, stabilizer can be overwhelming. She's kind of helped to bring it down to the best parts of stabilizer, what 5 ones you would want to have on hand for just about anything, right? And why and how they work. So I thought that was a really, really great informative episode. I don't want you to miss it. So check it out. You can subscribe to our podcast on any of the podcast platforms, Podbean, Spotify, Apple, Google, you name it. They're there. But when you click on the link in the show notes, it's going to give you all the different platforms, list them all. You just choose your favorite one, and there you'll find it. It's Machine Embroidery with Kimberbell. And if you already watch What's New Wednesday, like you're doing today, I wouldn't, no need to listen to those ones again, but specifically the ones that really dive into some deep content on machine embroidery in general. I think you're going to want to check it out. It's really, really interesting. All right. Now, as we close today, we got to do a giveaway, right? So Jenny talked to us about, let's see. Jenny had talked to us about her collection of nativities. So I thought, you know what? I bet we all collect something. It doesn't have to be nativities. Do you collect? Boy, when I was a child, I collected spoons from all the different places, around the United States that our family would visit. And my mom now she likes to collect salt and pepper shakers. Or for me, I love to collect cookbooks. I love cookbooks. I love cookbooks full of really beautiful, gorgeous photography. I want to know, what is it that you like to collect? Tell us in the comments. What do you like to collect? Maybe it's special ornaments for every year of, Christmas as a family. You name it, whatever it is. Let's have some fun and talk about what are the kinds of collections you like to collect. Oh my goodness! Someone just flew by and said that they have over. Did I read that right? That they have over 500 salt and pepper. Okay, I did read that right. Kim, she says, I have over 500 sets of salt and pepper shakers. Wow. Okay, yeah. Donita says, I collect thread. I know. Same, guilty as charged. I collect fabric. Yep, I do that too. Oh, Melody. Yeah, she says, I collected spoons too as a kid. Yeah, it was so fun. I wish I still had them. It would be fun to look back on that. Rita also collects cookbooks. Yeah, definitely. It's really fun. Doesn't mean I make them all, right? But I sure like to look at the pictures and be inspired by it, right? Oh, interesting, Alice. She collects sheep. Okay, that's pretty cool. And Denise has a music box collection. All right. This is so fun, you guys. Keep posting. Oh, someone said Santa's. Oh yeah, lots of fun stuff. Hey, how about any Kimberbell collectors? I collect Kimberbell, right? Yeah, there's lots of fun types of collections out there. It's fun to see what you guys are doing as well. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. Oh, would you like to know what you could win? Yeah, of course. 2 people are going to win the full felt pack of everything that all the felts that we used in the Nativity Stuffies. You can use them, the felt however you wish, but we used them in particular for the Nativity Stuffies. And so I thought, oh, let's send that your way. It's a collection of, I don't know, maybe 10 different really gorgeous hand-dyed colored felts. 10 or 12, something like that. Anyway, it's all there in one collection package, and 2 people are going to win those. The winners will be announced on Friday morning on our Facebook page. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. I really appreciate you being here. As always, I'll see you tomorrow on Inside the Hoop at 10 a.m. Please join us. We'd love to have you there. Keep doing what you love, everyone, and keep experiencing the joy of creativity. Bye-bye.